joining the crew at the Geek Tank. At the Geek Tank. The Rocky Mountain Geek Tank.
Hi, I'm Guy.
Hi, I'm Troy.
And this is a Geekend update for 11/14/2014.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
So we'll update you on some stuff that's coming out today. So movies came out. I'm not sure if I'm going to see any of them, but I'll tell you about them. There's actually a bunch of movies that came out. These are the three that I just said. Sure, let's talk about these.
Yeah, let's talk about these.
Dumb and Dumber 2, T.O. Did you see Dumb and Dumber?
No.
Okay.
It really does not look like my style of humor. And I
It was hit or miss with me. I can't remember if I was on an airplane and that's why I watched it, or I don't know how I ended up watching it, but I ended up watching it. And a lot of the jokes, it's like, it's not funny. Occasionally they would have ones, though, that I would laugh out loud. My favorite one, a police officer comes riding up next to one of the characters. I believe it was Jim Carrey. It might have been the other guy, Jeff Daniels, and says, "Pull over." And the guy driving goes, "Thanks, no, but it's a cardigan." I thought that was funny, but the part, getting tongue stuck to poles and fart jokes and all that stuff, it's
got a lot of toilet humor.
The interesting thing with this one, I guess they're actually playing the age difference. It's now 20 years since the remake, or for the sequel, not a remake. So their characters are actually 20 years older in this movie as well.
Gotcha.
So I'm like, oh, that's kind of interesting.
That could at least be interesting enough to make me say, "Oh, that'd be kind of fun."
Mm-hmm. So next movie. This one, I'm not sure. It seemed interesting. It's called Miss Meadows. Katie Holmes. I should do my dramatic readings. Katie Holmes plays a sweet and proper elementary school teacher whose perfect manners and pretty floral dresses hide a dark secret when she's not teaching at the local elementary school or tending to her garden. She's moonlighting as a gun-toting vigilante. Sounds like a sketch. But it's all, in all seriousness, it's like Death Wish with a girl teacher. I don't know. It's I don't know.
Maybe it could be fun.
I could think of worse movies to see, but I don't know. But yeah. And then last one, Wolves.
Okay.
Want to do it again? Okay. Popular high school student Caden Richards wakes from a horrific nightmare only to realize that he's living it. He is changing into something vicious, unpredictable, and wild, forced to hit the road after the brutal murder of his parents. Caden tries to hunt down the truth of what he is. In the remote mountain town of Lupine Ridge. I've not read this yet. I'm totally cold reading this, so it's Lupine Ridge. Totally, it's what it says. He discovers others like him, including the beautiful Angelina, a young woman caught between the two ancient clans of wolves, and yes, it is in quotation marks. And when he finally discovers the shocking truth behind his ancestry, Caden realizes there can only be one way to save the woman he loves. A grisly fight to the death against forces more savage than he could ever imagined. Or rock, paper, scissors. I made up the last part. So I'm guessing werewolves?
I'm miming werewolves.
You are miming werewolves.
So, that's my thought.
Yeah. So...
And a mime is a terrible thing to waste.
You don't watch horror movies, so I'm guessing you haven't seen Ginger Snaps.
No.
Ginger Snaps is about werewolves, kind of, but it's an allegory for becoming a woman. It's really interesting. However, there's some jumpy scenes. But it's a horror film that has additional thing to it that I thought was really cool.
What's it called again?
Ginger. There you go.
Thank you.
Video games. Coming out on 11/18, November 18th. Dragon Age, which is made of dragons. Or Dragon Age. Inquisition. Nobody expects the Dragon Age Inquisition. Coming out for PC, Xbox One, Xbox 360, PS4, PS3.
Mel Brooks is in charge. You have a whole bunch of dragons going, "The Inquisition, what a show."
That'd be a good video game.
It would be an awesome video game, you've got to admit. Mel Brooks, if you're watching this, we really want that video game.
Totally should do that. So, I'm not gonna bother with that one. Dragons, bad guys, mages break out in all war. Templars, nations rise against one another. Blah blah blah. If you've played the other Dragon Ages, you know what you're getting into. From what I understand, they've actually done better with this one. They've learned from the mistakes of the ones they didn't like, and they've actually tried to produce a better game. So,
well, that'd be worth
playing.
Yeah,
if you haven't played
to encourage
any of them, start with that one. Is my guess.
So, let's encourage that.
Yeah.
That's behavior we wish to encourage.
We do keep making better games.
Yeah, make better games. Listen to us and make better games because we're awesome.
Yeah, another game
and
coming
we're
out.
full of ourselves.
Another game coming out, Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, Nintendo 3DS. Adventure Time, The Secret of the Nameless Kingdom. I'm a big fan of the Adventure Time series. I love that cartoon. And in this one, you play either Finn or Jake, and I think eventually you can play as the Ice King. If you know who those characters are, then there you go.
Hey.
And it captures that old style, original Final Fantasy type top-down game where you're running around doing stuff and adventuring.
That seems to fit.
Yeah, it totally fits their style.
It fits that style to play that.
Yeah. And then another one coming out, last one, Escape Dead Island, which there's a series called the Dead Island series. This is the first one in the game in the series that's a spin-off. So the game does not take place in the series' main canon. So you're playing a different character, it's a journalist going to go find out what happened on the island, as opposed to the other games where you're playing characters on the island already and having to deal with the breakout as it happens. And this one looks like it's that, what do you call it, soft shell shade, the animation style.
Oh yeah.
Soft,
yeah.
What's it
cell
called?
shading.
Cell. Okay, this looks like cell shading style.
She sells seashells on the seashell.
Yeah. And there's undead there too. Whereas the other styles,
cells on the seashore.
Yeah. So it could be interesting.
Could be.
I like zombie games, so I'd probably like it. So that's the video games coming out, and that's the movies coming out, and that was this week's Geekend Update.
Geekend Update. Okay. Well, see you next time. Hey, did you enjoy what you just saw?
If you did, you can help support the show by going to
Patreon.com/GeekTake.